Halo Infinite. Yes, it's Halo in an open world. Also, it looks dramatically better than it did a year ago. Now, there's already people running around saying that every single good-looking part of this trailer somehow is CGI or something of that nature. There's clearly one spot, and I do believe the community manager of 343 did speak on this, right? And we'll go over his whole tweet and how I don't think they're doing a great job with this because it gives a wrong impression. But there's clearly a spot at the end of this gameplay, at this campaign overview, where Craig's creepy uncle is obviously having a little bit of extra post-processing going on, right? There's some static going through the image. There's some chromatic aberration. There's some, obviously, it's not even running at the proper frame rate of the game like the rest of the stuff we saw. They're not even trying to hide this because it's literally intentional. It's literally on purpose, right? Look, the main focus of this video is going to be on a lot of how the game looks, but I'm going to talk about the gameplay as well and all the cool things you're going to be able to do in Halo Infinite. Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about their messaging because this is already being used as a weapon against the game. And we all know that's the last thing Halo and Microsoft need right now. But I've got the full trailer here in full 4K, high bitrate, and I want to go over why this game looks absolutely phenomenal compared to where it was a year ago. And it all starts with how this video became a thing. Well, it all started with a tweet from the community manager of Halo. Microsoft needs to keep a tighter lid on some of the things people are saying because they're already creating controversies by talking about how things are really set up a certain way, but temper expectations, but also, this isn't... What are you doing? Like, it's clearly what the character's going to look like with some static and some chromatic aberration on it to make it look cool for a trailer. This is going to be blown out of proportion, obviously. But does that mean that Craig's creepy uncle isn't going to look like this? He's not going to have the same character design with the extra detail. No, it just means it's a bunch of stuff on top of it, right? It looks better, so much better, and it was obviously dolled up to give the trailer a little bit of cinematic effect. We've seen this over and over in Xbox trailers, Microsoft trailers, Sony trailers. But what about the rest of everything that we saw, right? Like let's say you're going to hold on to that end piece because you don't understand what he's trying to say. Maybe he doesn't. Is the rest of the trailer held back by CrossGen 2? What's going on here? Why does this look so much better? Why does this look so much better? Why does all this stuff look so much better? Is it because of the 2013 Xbox One, like everyone was saying, or is it because the game needed more time, like we were saying? That's why we asked for the delay, right? We want the mountains to be in the background this time. So yes, it's clear that the game needed more time. It's already proven that it's not held back by cross-gen, or at least that's not why the game looked how it did. After all, how could Red Dead look so good and Doom Eternal look so good on last gen if not for the fact that it just had the time that it needed to reach that creative vision, right? Halo looked a certain way a year ago. It looks much better now. That's irrefutable. And on top of that, the game isn't even launching with ray tracing, which again, I went into detail on that in my last video, talking about, if you want to know my opinions on that, just watch that video, right? That's what it's for. At the end of the day, Halo Infinite looks really good for what it is. It was supposed to be a day one title. It's not quite a year one title now. When it comes down to it, the next Halo will look even better. And as they continue to learn these boxes and to get the proper development time, manpower on these things, you're going to see better and better looking games. Look how much better this looks now. I'm not talking about the end, where some people are saying this is CGI when they don't understand what pre-render means. Undeniable, and was not held back by cross-generation hardware. I made a Twitter post about this. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take this down. I'm gonna actually utilize Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm gonna make a video about this so we can form a picture, because there's only so much you can say on Twitter, and I didn't feel like going back and forth with it. What I do feel like doing is showing off some of this 4K Halo Infinite gameplay. A lot of people didn't even see the full trailer at full bitrate or full resolution. They watched the premiere at 720p or even 1080p at a quarter of the bitrate. And when it comes down to it, comparing those two, I'm saying last year to this year, I think it looks way better. And this is on top. Keep in mind, this is on top of all the hurdles that this game had to overcome. Yes, we're talking about more than one creative director. We're talking about swaps here. We're talking about issues with the studio. We're talking about a global pandemic. Halo Infinite has come out of the other side just fine. And while it is missing co-op, I've already expressed my feelings on that. I think it's still going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's okay for people to be excited about a big game like Halo Infinite, especially when it just made millions look like fools. The ones crying cross-gen was the reason it looked the way it did a year ago, and it clearly looks night and day, at least in many areas to me. I'd say it looks a lot better. And I think anybody downplaying it, you had your TV off, you were watching at 720i, you forgot to pay your internet bill, something happened. To be serious, if you're in the comments, you don't think it looked noticeably better, let me know. But in my opinion, I think it looked noticeably better, especially for the fact that it's not launching with ray tracing. And again, that's the own thing. Already talked about it last video. Check it out. When it comes down to it, excited for the game. Haven't played the campaign yet, but it looks fun. Right? You're going around, you're taking banished outposts. They've even got an elite in here that is obsessed with killing Spartans. That sets up so many cool side narratives, like potential for things like that. I think that would make an excellent side mission. You know, maybe a Spartan killed this elite's, family or whatever, right? They're all elites. They join. Let's go join the Covenant army, and they get murked by Spartans. And this one's seeking revenge because, Spartans killed its relatives or whatever you want to. I don't know how that stuff works. I'm not a Covenant marriage counselor. But what I do know is it has a lot of potential. An elite obsessed with killing Spartans. And you run into this guy. I think it would be a really cool side mission and something they could really fill out the world with, really add some cool stuff there. But I don't know what they've done there. I don't know if it's part of the main story. I have no idea. I'm just running wild here. You can rescue soldiers from Covenant or banished camps, and the combat looks fun as ever, which is the big thing. This is the reason you're all here. I can't say I'm disappointed with Halo Infinite right now. And I think for a game that's coming out in a little over a month, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Game Pass, day and date. I think the team at 343 have worked really hard on improving the visuals of the game because, of course, as we just covered, was never cross-team related. And I think when it comes down to it, this will be the biggest Halo campaign ever, as they did mention in the trailer. Now, by what metrics, I have no idea. I'm just thinking, hey, to me, I'm going to go around, I'm going to do the side stuff, I'm going to have fun. And that's what it's all about. So let me know what your thoughts are on Halo Infinite, and of course, what you thought about the way the game looked, the campaign. A lot of you guys wanted to see this, and you finally got to. I think it looks much improved. I think that it is exceeding expectations with some aspects, though I don't think community managers are really helping things by not explaining what they're saying very well, setting expectations. If Craig's creepy uncle don't look like this, at least in real time, that's an L for you, 343. I get rendering some hazy effects and some stuff for a trailer teaser and all that stuff, but you better look really similar to this when you're playing the game. I get that it's pre-rendered, that's not the same thing as CG, right? The haziness of the trailer, the quick cut to the Xbox logo, it all says, hey, here's a teaser to what this guy looks like now. Doesn't say this guy doesn't look like this now. It set expectations. I wouldn't have said that as a community manager of 343. I just wouldn't have. Somebody needs to get a tighter handle on what's being said by certain employees because it's being misconstrued and it's being put out there as, of course, the Halo Infinite haters, as it's just CG. It's not indicative of what he'll look like at all. And that kind of stuff is just not needed. You got enough problems with the game in the past to be having somebody out there saying stuff like this. It's a tease of the character in the game. Doesn't mean that's not what he's going to look like, or at least damn close. And to be serious, no hard feelings towards the community manager at all. I know a lot of Microsoft employees watch these videos and stuff, and I just want to say that. But you should also know that, at least if you really care about this stuff, that it doesn't take much for people to latch onto this crap and misconstrue it. I mean, explaining that something isn't real-time in-game. Of course it's not. The game's not 480p. The game isn't this hazy. This was obviously rendered on effects to Craig's derpy uncle to kind of re-reveal him. And boy, did it work. But messaging like this, people are already running with it, saying it's CGI. There's a difference between CGI and pre-rendered. So again, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What part of the game are you looking forward to playing the most? I'm looking forward to being chased by this Spartan killing elite. And of course, are you looking forward to the multiplayer? I had a surprising amount of fun in the multiplayer during the flighting. So hit the like button if you end up enjoying this video. Enjoy the 4K footage. And once more, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my last video. I'm Dealer, and I'll see ya.